Picture an engine spinning at thousands of revolutions per minute, hotter than molten lava, battling Arctic winds at 30,000 feet, all while carrying hundreds of people safely across the sky. How do engineers create a machine that survives heat hot enough to melt steel, bone-rattling vibration, and the constant barrage of microscopic debris flung at it at close to the speed of sound? The answer lies in an extraordinary combination of materials, science, clever design, rigorous testing, and a relentless quest to build something both incredibly strong and astonishingly light. Take, for example, the very first thing a jet engine has to face: the air itself. At cruising speed, the air slams into the front fan blades faster than a hurricane. But not just any metal can withstand this abuse. The fan blades are giant, beautifully curved structures, and yet they're often made from single crystals of titanium alloys, or even carbon fiber composites. Strength and flexibility are not just desirable here, they're absolutely essential. If these blades crack, even a hairline fracture, the results could be catastrophic. In the words of If You Can Meet with Triumph and Disaster and Treat Those Two Imposters Just the Same, every jet engine is built with an understanding that both triumph and disaster are separated by the narrowest of margins. That's why every critical part is tested and retested, scanned for microscopic flaws invisible to the naked eye, and then X-rayed just to be sure. Nothing is left to chance, because in the sky, a single oversight can spell disaster. Now consider the heat. Inside the engine's core, the temperature can soar to 2,000 degrees Celsius, well above the melting point of most metals. How does anything survive such an inferno? Here's where the real engineering magic happens. The parts closest to the combustion chamber are made from so-called superalloys. These are exotic mixtures of metals like nickel, chromium, cobalt, tantalum, and a little bit of secret sauce, tailored for their ability to hold their shape at extreme temperatures. Yet even superalloys have their limits. So, engineers add a layer of ceramic thermal barrier coatings, sometimes thinner than a human hair, using a process called plasma spraying. Imagine painting glass onto metal at several thousand degrees. These ceramic coatings force the heat to reflect back, buying precious seconds for the metal beneath. They don't remove the danger. They simply raise the bar of catastrophe just a little higher. Reflecting here, think about what it means to truly overcome limitation. Where most of us would see the melting point as a hard stop, engineers treat it more like a challenge, an invitation to innovate, to push the boundary between possible and impossible ever outward. But even this isn't enough. Inside the hottest sections, where turbines spin at supersonic speeds, perfection is a necessity. So tiny, carefully designed holes are drilled through turbine blades, each just millimeters wide, positioned with such precision that a human hair could throw off the balance. Through these holes, cold air is bled off from earlier in the engine, creating an invisible skin of cool protection. This trick is called film cooling. The blade glows white hot, yet the metal inside stays just cool enough to escape destruction. Nature offers a lesson here too. The poet once said, "If winter comes, can spring be far behind?" Jet engines embody the art of creative adaptation, turning the heat and wind and adversity of high-speed flight into the very energy that propels them onward. Let's leave behind temperature for a moment and talk about stress. Every revolution of the turbine creates enormous mechanical force. The spinning discs are stretched outward by what's known as centrifugal force, sometimes greater than the weight of a jumbo jet pressing on your fingertips every single second. The mathematics required to predict how these parts will deform under all that stress is fiendishly complex. Engineers borrow principles that echo the teachings of ancient philosophers: geometry, symmetry, the search for balance. Discs are shaped for maximum strength with minimum mass. Even a single gram of extra metal can mean wasted fuel and lost efficiency over thousands of flights. There's a line from literature: nothing gold can stay. Endurance is never taken for granted. Every component accepts that it will eventually tire and fail, just hopefully much later, after a million safe journeys. This awareness is not a flaw, but a fundamental part of the design process. The battle isn't only inside the engine. Picture the engine slicing through clouds, inhaling sand, dust, ice crystals, even tiny objects. A loose bolt on a runway, a stray bird, can bring disaster if they're sucked in. This is a problem engineers call foreign object damage, and it's why modern jet engines include state-of-the-art filters and fans tested with everything from hailstones fired from cannons to simulated volcanic ash showers. These are the moments where drama and caution collide. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. In this world of high-speed flight, honesty in engineering means constant, relentless attention to detail, never taking shortcuts. Vibration is another silent enemy. At certain speeds, components can start to shake, sometimes with enough force to rip themselves apart. Engineers spend years modeling every possible vibration mode, running engines for thousands of hours, sometimes pushing them until they break, all in controlled environments. The lesson here: resilience is not the absence of stress, but the carefully measured dance with it. Just as a poet's verse finds its rhythm through tension and release, so an engine's power comes from balancing colossal forces without surrendering to them. Let's zoom in even further. The fuel nozzles are like tiny paintbrushes, spraying a mist so fine that droplet size and angle mean the difference between perfect combustion and a dangerous hotspot. These nozzles are machined to tolerances smaller than the width of a human hair. Sometimes they're even made using 3D printing, a process called additive manufacturing, which lets engineers create internal passageways impossible with conventional tools. These intricate designs call to mind lines from an ancient speech. We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Engineers choose complexity, not for the sake of difficulty, but because only through precision in design can they tame the chaos inside a jet engine. After assembly, reality checks take center stage. Each engine undergoes a test run, strapped down, fueled up, and run at full power. Some tests involve throwing frozen chickens into spinning engines to verify that even the unexpected can be survived. It may sound wild, but it's all part of a ritual shaped by the knowledge that uncertainty lives in every journey through the sky. There's a kind of poetry to the process, an understanding that perfection is always the goal, but never the starting point. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. Day by day, engine by engine, tiny increments add up to progress. With time, new alloys, coatings, and methods are tested, scrapped, or quietly celebrated when they finally work as intended. It's not only parts that need protection. The engine's brain, a system of sensors, wires, and computers, tracks temperature, pressure, and vibration thousands of times per second. If anything begins to stray from normal, pilots and maintenance crews get alerts immediately. Modern engines even send data back to manufacturers mid-flight, predicting when maintenance should be scheduled long before trouble arises. There's a reflection here too. Just as literature and philosophy ponder the uncertainty of life, so jet engines are built around the principle of managing, not eliminating, risk. Let's pull the lens back even further. Beneath all this science and precision, lies a deep respect for craftsmanship. In a way, every jet engine is handcrafted, not just assembled, but obsessively inspected, tuned and polished by skilled technicians who spend decades mastering their craft. At the heart of these machines is a fusion of art and science, where mathematical equations and calloused hands work in harmony. The poet's voice echoes softly. The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out, like shining from shook foil. There is something awe-inspiring about an object built to take on fire itself, spinning at blistering speeds, surviving storms and silence, and always returning home. Why does any of this matter? Because every time you watch a plane arching overhead, you're seeing the outcome of countless tiny decisions, each made to tame extremes of heat, speed, and force. You're seeing materials designed to refuse melting, fan blades shaped to shrug off hurricanes, sensors, and computers woven together to keep disaster at bay. And in the quiet that follows, we're left with a profound recognition. All of it, the testing, the caution, the wild inventiveness, is part of a broader promise that the impossible can be engineered, that for every boundary nature asserts, there is a way, with enough ingenuity and courage, to cross it. So, the next time you step onto a plane, remember that you're not just trusting the pilots and the crew. You're leaning on decades of discovery, of failure and triumph, of burning the midnight oil over blueprints, of risking, with every calculation, a new version of safe passage. This is the story of how jet engines are built to withstand extreme conditions. It's a blend of brute strength and delicate artistry, a testament to human resilience and imagination, a dialogue with disaster that somehow ends in flight.